This is the Rev1 Dirt from Ride1up. I've been actually really looking forward to riding this because someone else told me it rides really great. It's got tons of power. I have unlocked it, put it into basically the race mode for the dyno test. That's right, this thing has off-road modes and of course, legal Class 1, Class 2 e-bike modes, but we want to see how much power we can squeeze out of this thing. Got really chunky tires, beefy triple tree front fork, nice suspension shock in the rear. I really do think it's a cool looking bike. They run about 2,500 bucks. This makes it, in my opinion, a great Super 73 competitor, except it looks and feels better in a lot of ways and it's cheaper. So maybe it's just better. Well, and that's a new Mototech that's like 5,000 watts for a very affordable price. Probably be showing those off in another video soon. 3, 2, 1. I think I lost connection. I think I need a new USB cable. I did not get everything. Let's try that again. Dismiss. Clearly, I need a new USB-C cable, but here's what I got. I think this is accurate. Those are some pretty good numbers. I unplugged it, I gotta do it over. Speedometer is just a hair optimistic, but that thing does have some pretty good power. 1,667 watts. 43 pound-feet of torque. This is actually a pretty fast bike. Speedometer, like I said, a little optimistic. It was reading 39 up here when it was about 35 down here. Let's put it on the board. If you haven't seen, I have updated the website a bit for the dyno page. I know I was slacking on that for a while, but I've updated it. I will try and get this on there before I post this video, but now you can actually sort by the type of bike. You can sort by motorcycle, by electric bike. You can sort by the motor type, whether it's dual motor, single motor, mid-drive. So I've just done that to make it a lot easier to find comparable bikes, how much power they put out. Now this one is gonna go up, 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 just under the big new. It's got less torque and less power. I'm putting it above the Free Sky Swift Horse, which had a little more horsepower from the horse bike, but substantially less torque. So this is clearly gonna be the quicker, faster bike. Good looking bike, lots of power. It's time to go ride it and get it dirty for the first time. Ooh, the suspension feels plush. I'm not gonna mess around with low power modes. We're gonna go straight to off-road mode. I already know this thing's got power. It's time to have some fun. That's 30 miles an hour, 32, 3, 4, 5, 7, 38. Should have put glasses on. I feel like I've seen a lot of people take these, buy them, and then do some crazy upgrades, like go up to 72 volts, bigger motors, just make them really fast. And in the first like minute of riding it, I can see why you would do that. Like, it's really stable. It feels stout. Handling's nice. Like, I could be comfortable going faster. But that's not to say that it's slow, because it isn't. Off the line, it's got a pretty good, like if you're not expecting it, it's a bit of a lurch. But keep in mind, I have it in off-road mode, pedal assist 5, and I'm just giving it all the power. I think if I turn this down, it would go a lot nicer. Oh yeah, there we go. That is So cushy. Can't wait to get this thing off-road now. There are so many 20-inch fat tire bikes I've ridden, and I'm not gonna say all, but I'm gonna say most are not very good off-road. The tires aren't that big. You know, grip-wise depends on the tire. There's decent tires. These ones are really chunky though. But where they always fall short is suspension. Sometimes they have decent front suspension. I don't think I've ever ridden one where I was super impressed with the rear suspension. Now this is still a $2,500 bike, which is pretty affordable. Ride1up really focuses on affordable performance is what I would say. Like, they're not bottom of the barrel bikes by any means. All their bikes look really nice and are well put together from the ones I've seen. But if you look at the prices, you're like, that looks like a really good price for that bike. So they're a really good value brand from what I know. Now, disadvantages, they don't really do like dealers. So if you're looking for local support, might be a little trickier to find. Now, I talked to them about that myself. You know, let's just do some tight turns up here. And I said, hey, if I want to sell bikes in my store, do you do dealers? And the answer was no, but they're willing to cut me a little deal here and there if I need it. So if you're local to Grass Valley and you do want to buy a bike from a shop and you do want to ride Ride1up brand like this one, just let us know, and it's something that I can do on a case-by-case basis, basically. So from that dyno run, like 1,600 watts, impressive. But way more impressive than that was the 40-some pound-feet of torque. This thing is a torquey little bike, which means when I get to some off-road, I need to find some really steep hills to take this up. Because that's enough torque, it should go up just about everything. This is the best part about an e-bike is traffic is just not my concern. The initial section right here off-road is pretty bumpy and rocky, so this will be good. Oh yeah, just ride right over that curb. Oh, there's a lot of blackberries. Oh yeah, we gotta lift it up and over this. I didn't mean to do that. I just bonked the horn. It's a little buzzer. There we go. We got pedals. We are a bicycle. That one right there. All right, let's go. No problems getting started up that. Ooh, big rock. That's right, I hit that on purpose. All right, so we got some gravel, uphill. That seems like a bad idea. But I kind of want to go down that and jump that. I've rarely been on a bike where I felt like I wanted to go jump something. And on this one, I'm like, I want to go jump over that. That's just, the bike just feels like something you'd want to go over a jump with and get a little air with. So what else are you getting for your 2,500 bucks besides power and very plush suspension? I will say it's not like super high-end suspension. It feels really good. The front fork is not air adjustable, but you do have a compression kind of lockout knob, if you will, here. You have a preload. The back end feels a little bouncy. So if this was a really nice suspension setup, the rear end would probably be a little stiffer in its movement, wouldn't bounce quite as much, but it really does feel quite nice and comfortable. If I was getting into some crazy rough trails, I would probably, you know, want it to rebound a little bit slower. Okay, so here's like, there's this big gravel thing, and then there's these big chunks like that. Oh man, I could get so much air on that if I really wanted to. That was fun, and that satisfied my curiosity of what it would feel like to jump it. Oh yeah, here we go. Roots. Ooh, handled that like a champ. So that's a combination of tire and suspension to handle that. All right, so getting a little more technical right here, a little steeper, and it's got all that torque, but it's struggling a little bit with this. Am I overheating something? All right, we're still in off-road mode. I don't know. Something felt a little weird with trying to go up that long, steep climb. But let's go back down it. So on the down part, I would say it's not as good as a mountain bike. Not quite as agile because it's got some more weight to it. And even though these tires are chunky, they're still a 20-inch, so you don't quite have the same ability to roll over obstacles. There's no gears on this. It's a little awkward to pedal because the frame's kind of wide right where the battery sits, so you'd be rubbing your legs on it. This really is kind of just a throttle bike. Single speed, that's totally okay. I think with this style of bike, the pedals are there kind of for looks or an emergency. You can use them, but let's face it, you're gonna throttle around most of the time. I still feel like I do not have as much power as I did initially. Maybe I just got it hot. I was pushing it hard. Oh yeah, I just felt like a definite like slow down, like throttle back right there. It was like all of a sudden. So maybe off-road mode is not something you should use all the time. Oh, here we go. This is according to AI. Noticeable power reduction decrease after potentially due to overheat protection. It is pretty warm out today. Consider using boost mode sparingly and or for short periods. So I guess I'm gonna let it cool down for a little bit. So off-road mode, this thing is a beast and the power is awesome, but apparently you can't use it all the time. So just something to be aware of. So I guess if you're using it on the street, leave it in normal mode or use some restraint. Oh, which I was talking about how the suspension would be better if I slowed it down in the rear. So they're using actually the, is this the, oh yeah, it's a D&M burner for rear shock. These are actually pretty decent, and it has a dial right here to slow down the rebound. I'm gonna slow that way down, see if that helps the rear suspension not feel so bouncy. I bet you that's gonna help. And then we also have compression, which felt really nice, but I'm gonna stiffen it just a tiny bit. A little hard to get your fingers in there. So I'm gonna take it slow. Let's feel out the suspension a little bit more. So if you did let the, oh yeah, there's power's back now. So if you did let the controller breathe a bit more and stay cooler, your performance is gonna be a lot better. Oh yeah, all my power is back now. But now I know to not go crazy with it. So I'm gonna drop it down to assist level. 3 is still quite a bit of power in off-road mode. All right, 3 feels like a good amount of power that I don't think will overheat it. Whoa. I think you could actually pull a wheelie on this thing. I almost did just there on accident. So we've got a little more single track up here. Oh dear. Hello. So let's see how the single track feels with the suspension dialed in. I think a little bit better. First impressions. I think adding a bit more compression to the rear shock was good. I might have added a little too much. But I think the rebound being slower helped a lot with the bounciness. This is pretty much downhill, so I don't even really need the power on. So I'll just kind of coast down this, pedal a little here and there. Felt pretty good so far. Yeah, I think just adjusting the shock actually took all of that bounciness out. So I take back what I said earlier about the bounciness. That was just a little bit of tuning on that rear shock, which it had in it. So forget I said anything about bounciness. Just get that shock dialed in and it'll perform very nice. Brakes also feel good. What are these running? There's something generic, but they're pretty decent sized rotors. Yeah, I would say this is the most fun I've had on a 20-inch fat tire off-road bike. So the dirt name for this is quite appropriate. But it still can go pretty fast on the road. So it is a fun bike. Nice big headlight. Like I said, these tires are really big, chunky, and I am assuming motor controller has got to be in here. So if we had some airflow through here, or the controller had some sort of heat sink, I think we could get a lot better performance. I like this kind of tactical grate so you could mount things to the middle of it. And this saddle looks really nice, but more importantly than looks is it's comfortable. This is one of those bikes that I would be totally happy to have in the store all the time and for sale. It's a good quality bike. It's fun to ride. If you're looking for something to go off-road, hit some rough stuff, maybe even the occasional jump, and you love this scrambler motorcycle look, and you don't want to spend a ton of money, I like it. That's where I'm going to leave us. You can of course buy these directly from Ride1up. I'll put a link to their website in the description. And again, if you're local to Grass Valley, give us a call, shoot us an email, and I'll see if I can get one for you too.